2 goals at half-time, so it's similar consequence right here, right now for the Adelaide Crows to what it was in the semi-final last year.
Zach Dawson at full forward for Freo and a surprise move.
Yeah, and Freo still happy to go with the +1 behind the ball.
Second half underway. Thompson with the initial clearance, if you can call it that, straight up in the air. And the punch forward from Riley works. For pleasure, a little fumbly to start this half. Tries to scramble a kick to make amends. Petrenko a little high.
Yeah, that was high, wasn't it?
Vince a little without it. And the crowd a little unhappy. Good start this for Fremantle. They've got away with a couple early. Brown flicks it up to Riley. And his arms free to Otten. And now Van Berlo wide. Lynch wants it long. Then he feeds back towards the kicker. Nice move.
He leads well, Tom Lynch. And he was forced wide, but certainly honoured by a nice pass.
That's his go. He's a lead up forward.
Yeah, presents the ball very well.
Paul Pleasure and Douglas in the pocket. Douglas almost steals away with the crumb. That's probably ball. He was stripped of that, Jenkins. Umpire allowed him the benefit of the doubt, had no prior opportunity, and ball in.
Well, you said earlier, Dwayne, they're really keeping the whistle in the pocket. And that was holding the ball by Josh Jenkins.
It's almost as if the rule book changes for umpires when it's a wet weather game, but of course we do have the same rules for both wet and fine weather football.
And you can put finals football in there as well.
Yeah.
No doubt there's a different interpretation.
Especially the big day.
Big day, they just put it in the pocket and just get the best seat in the house to watch a big grand final from close range.
Mundy straight up in the air. Not 15 was the call. Jacobs with a flick down. Van Berlo scrambles a kick past Lynch off Johnson's leg. And if you weren't with us for the opening half, Fremantle have used their sub. Hanneth has been subbed out. Cameron Sutcliffe is into the game. Adelaide yet to use their sub, Brodie Martin. But McKernan was taken out of the 22 before the start of the game. Fife. Riley. Talia. And
good
that's
kick.
precise to Jacobs. Now, he hasn't had a kick for a couple of weeks. He didn't get one last week.
Stop reminding him.
It's a big one this afternoon.
He's been better today. A guy that's been fairly quiet, Riley, was involved in that play. He's only had the 6 disposals in the first half. So a quiet start for him.
Yeah, usually he's the one trying to get loose, but it's been Andy Ott there today. But big kick here for Big Sauce Jacobs.
He's got the breeze behind him.
Whoops.
Off the side. And doesn't score.
Yeah, I reckon that was off the side of the ankle. Wasn't even off the side of the boot, that one, the big fella. He tried to tee it up from about 52 metres out and kick it 10 rows back.
It looked like he hadn't had a kick for a week.
Well, that will be a kick, but I dare say it'd be ineffective on the stat sheet.
Anyway, he's been good in the ruck, the big fella, and the Crows need to win, or whoever wins the clearances in the second half. We've seen in the first half, whoever wins the clearance has been getting the scoreboard job done as well.
Yeah, that is his forte. He has the best hit to advantage rate in the AFL in the last 12 months. So that's what he's being paid to do. Flick those down in the ruck contest, and he gets another chance here.
Great attack on the ball from Subin there just to kill that contest and take it over the line. A lot of one-on-ones around the ground. Zungu's free for Freo, right, left of screen.
Short throw in, Dangerfield, De Boer, Smith. Bumped by Crozier on the kick. Barlow to Fife. Dragged down, didn't have prior opportunity before he dropped it. Laird is over it. And Laird will toss this to the umpire and let him toss it in the air. Rory Fitzgerald Laird. Again this season on the rookie list, and they're making a good fist of being one of their best 22. Dropping the ball, free kick Fremantle.
Bit keen there, Brent Riley. Just had to get the boot on the ball and send it forward.
Mundy to Main. Front spot. Talia's fist wins out. Main keeps his feet. Petrenko toes it away. Look out. Duffield.
Great
Bang! Brilliant tackle. Great football. Perfect wet weather football. The crowd roaring. Ball.
Well, State of Origin starts up in the NRL next week, and this looks like a big front rower coming in for a huge tackle.
And he was rewarded for going low enough, not giving the free kick away there. Fantastic tackle.
I said to you earlier on, he hits the ball in the body as hard as just about anyone in the competition, the little pup.
Johnson towards half forward. Talia down towards Otten. Daniel Pearce, a left foot kick in the Ballantyne direction.
Geez, clever.
Swoops on it, went to Mundy. Adelaide with the numbers.
Massive
Thompson.
numbers back for Adelaide.
So you'd think that Fremantle had the numbers here to where it kicks it to.
They should be able to switch it up here.
Duffield.
Well, they're loose short.
Dawson. In fact, it's not Dawson. Dawson had the strapping on his head earlier, and that time it's Sutcliffe with the strapping on his head. So he's just on as the sub, and he's strapped up already. Pearce. No prior opportunity there.
There's a lot of tired players out there already.
Yeah, it's heavy deck, very heavy track. I reckon it's looking a bit dangerous here for Adelaide. Just remember, the left of screen is the scoring end in this game. They haven't been able to capitalise. I know we're only 5 minutes in, but they haven't started well, the Adelaide Crows.
No, this is the first forward 50 entry for Freo, and not a good sign.
Hill on the left to Main. Perfect positioning of the body,
Wasn't it?
Because when they're going in, they're using it actually well, getting into that dangerous spot, so it puts pressure on the small defenders. But that was a really good pass, and as we spoke about with Dangerfield's chest mark, that was a genuinely good chest mark in a contested situation.
Well, it was. He's up against one of the best defenders in the comp, Daniel Talia, and really had to muscle his way to a position where he could take it on the chest, but he did that, and he's one of the best shots in the comp from a set shot.
Absolutely, he is a dead eye. You can put this in the book just about. And this is the biggest lead of the game to either side. 17 points.
And they've kicked 6 of the last 7 goals for Fremantle Dogs. Have a look at this build-up again. Just good tackling pressure, getting numbers to the contest, getting composure around the body.
What's the use of the body here? Push, push, push.
That was the thing. The preparations, often in marking contests, it's what you do before the ball gets there.
Exactly.
To push your body in, get rid of the defender so that you can protect the drop zone. On that occasion, it was Chris Main took a beautiful chest mark. And as you said in the call, Dwayne, he doesn't miss those.
Clearances are already 4-1 in this third quarter in favour of Freo. They dominated the second quarter, and they're doing it again early in the third.
18 goals, 6 now for the season for Chris Main. Mundy tries to get it out. That's almost thrown by Thompson to Sloan. He almost threw it as well. Laird, they have put the whistle away. Laird had no prior opportunity, so it's a ball up.
Well, there's another story here with the inside 50 boys. It's 30 to the Adelaide Crows and 23 to Fremantle. And they're 17 points down, and they're just not using the ball going forward, the Crows, and it's really costing them.
Yeah, spot on. Reward for effort, and psychologically that can be damaging as well. If you're continually pumping the ball in and you're not scoring, but then all of a sudden, like the last situation, Freo go forward, 1 inside 50 for 1 goal for this term.
Yep. Nice replay as well of those 2 Crow throws. Has been called across the border from here. Subin throws that out on cue. Johnson. Good spot to be hitting. The Adelaide Crows had the numbers there. Brown and Rutten with little Ballantyne harassing. And that's too wide. That's on the full.
Gee, not a good kick. Now, we spoke about 1 kick, 1 goal for Freo. Last quarter, Adelaide 11 inside 50s for 1 goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clancy Pearce. Top of the square. Jacobs a fist. Douglas dropped that. Crozier lays a tackle.
So in this situation, the Crows have got 2 extras around the ball, where Freo, 30, 40 metres from this ball, they've actually got their spare players. So they're defensively set up for a rebound and another forward 50 entry.
Lions. Van Berlo hunts it down. Clancy Pearce right with him. Van Berlo gains another 40 metres. Clancy, will he keep this in? It's on the line. 46 to 29. They came from nowhere last week, the Adelaide Crows. From 30 points down the last quarter to beat North Melbourne. And Fremantle led by this margin here in the semi-final last year. There's a lot of footy to be played here yet. Laird.
Over the back.
And all the way home. Back to an 11-point game.
Well, you could see that ball travelling further than what the defenders anticipated there, couldn't you, Lynchy? And had it in the first quarter as well.
Absolutely. You know what happens here with Adelaide Crow's situation is Crowley is that set on making sure Dangerfield doesn't get behind him. Yeah. He's pushing him up, and didn't watch the ball. So that was the critical mistake. You understand where he's coming from, but wants to keep Dangerfield in front, forgets the ball till the last minute, goes over the back.
Well, Ross Lyon pretty composed in the coach's box there. I didn't expect that, to be quite honest, but Crowley did. You were spot on there. Great kick by Laird and good ruck work by Sammy Jacobs to get it to Lyons again.
Knocks it down. By the way, it's Rory Laird's first ever goal in AFL football. He drifted down to kick his first. Good moment for him. De Boer. Ball's in. A little too high, Douglas.
Yeah, they love paying that one this year, don't they, boys? You just got to be very controlled. You've got to concede, and you can't afford. There's not much in that, though. Gee,
it's not high contact as such, which the ball was brought in for.
That one probably wasn't there, was it?
No, I don't know. It was a little bit stiff in the context of how we've been commentating. The game has been umpired. It probably wasn't.
Yep,
wasn't there. But importantly, that last goal was some reward for effort for the Crows.
Good attack again from Lyons. Kept that ball alive, then Sloan dragged it in and couldn't run away with it. Riley plays for a high. De Boer.
Well done, De Boer. Good stuff.
To Barlow to Fife. Kick smothered. It's been a quality contest fought in the most difficult circumstances, but the rain has stopped here.
Has it just gone up a notch, boys? I just get the feeling that the game could be won or lost here in the next 20 minutes. Huge riding on it for Adelaide. Their season's on the line, and Freo aiming for a top 4 spot.
Sutcliffe the sub. Rolls one to Subin. Open forward line. Ballantyne on a one-on-one. It's how he likes it. On the deck, in a one-on-one. Just didn't bounce for him. Brown, brilliant. Hands it up to Thompson, and the crowd show their appreciation. His kick, though, from Thompson to Clancy Pearce.
He's going to have to find his man quickly.
Ballantyne again on the rebound. Is he within range? He's against a little breeze.
I'd suspect not.
No, I reckon it'll. If he pings it at the right post and gives it the height he needs to make the distance, it'll probably just drop down and just fall short.
And realistically, you don't want it to drop there. You don't want it to drop 1 or 2 metres out. I can see him set up to pull this kick 20 metres short, 15 metres short.
To the booze. He's the most hit player in AFL VFL history on a game basis. Someone gets reported for hitting him every 9 games on average.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Oh, I believe that.
Oh, there's a free kick. So, again, the pressure on the defender. A free kick in the marking contest and has gone in favour of Zach Clark. The Adelaide Crows supporters are filthy. We'll get back to where you got that stat from later, Dwayne. But you've had some very late nights, I'd suspect.
To more booze. Clark from the top of the square makes no mistake. Back to 17 points.
Yeah, I don't think you get that one from champion data.
No, you don't get that one. You're just flicking through the
you have to go deep.
newspapers.
You have to go real deep to find that. Where's this free?
Is it Tom Lynch
at
the back? He's just given Zach Clark a big shove. What he's trying to do is keep the ruckman grounded so he doesn't go into that marking contest off the ground. But he shoved him in the back. You can do it from the side, but you just can't shove someone in the back. So a bad mistake from probably the inexperienced Tom Lynch as a defender.
Back to the biggest lead of the game for either team. 17 points. If you have joined us a little late, Adelaide did lead by 14 points earlier on. From the flick down, Mundy to half forward. Again, good work from Laird. Vince, good attack to poor pleasure for the instrument applied. Just dragged down on the kick. Well, that's a win for Adelaide. They'll get a ball in.
Vince has been pretty clean today. Used the ball well. Poor pleasure's been a bit down again for Adelaide.
Jacobs against Clark. Clark gets a hand on it. Clancy Pearce rolls it out just in time. Mundy extracts it to Ballantyne again. Tuttle had to get a free.
Dangerous, and there's a knee injury. Is that Smith has hurt inside of his left knee. Brown, rather. Inside of his left knee. Hopefully it's just a kick.
Well, it wasn't intentional, was it, by Brown to take the legs out?
All the way back to McFarlane. Dangerous.
Yeah, you want to make sure that one's spot on.
To Spur. He might go back again here. McFarlane's free. They want to come the middle. Ibbotson.
Missed it. Good take.
Yeah, great collect on the run. And he hits Clancy Pearce lace out.
Well, that could have been catastrophic, but they've worked that quite well to get to a marking situation where they can stop.
Gee, this is too gutsy, though, what they're trying to do at the moment.
Laird bumped on the kick. A bouncer. Poor Pleasure. Good attack from Duffield. Buffeted it to Clancy Pearce.
Someone's got a corky back there, boys, for Adelaide.
Douglas, a torpedo. 90-metre bomb. McFarlane can't even get back in time.
90 metres.
Poor Pleasure.
Well, they've got out of strife twice there. And just see that hit. And here was
Poor Pleasure.
Poor Pleasure's gone down and a bit sore there at the moment.
They're yet to use their sub, Adelaide. Poor Pleasure, not too bad at the moment. Jacobs flicks it down. Kerridge hasn't had as big an afternoon, but his afternoon really started after half-time last week. 6 goals after half-time. You might have to do similar today.
Well, usually in these sort of situations, you see the repeat stoppages, the repeat inside 50s. Fremantle defence are under a lot of pressure here. They've got to convert this opportunity and this pressure into a goal.
And Brodie Martin's warming up, the substitute for Adelaide. That'll happen any minute.
Van Berlo stolen by Hill. There's no one outside defensive 50 for Fremantle. Poor Pleasure tests the corky out. Handball made Talia work. Daniel Pearce. That's ball. Daniel Pearce not rewarded. They get it anyway. Oh, they're away there. Fife handball gets past Otten, and they were away, Fremantle. And now it's Adelaide's ball. Quick rebound. Smith. He wants the long bomb, top of the square. Jenkins down there. McFarlane falls. Jenkins falls over him. Ball in.
Again, under siege. That's 5 inside 50s now in the last couple of minutes. They've been able to resist so far. Here's the Pearce tackle, dive, contest. They were out there. If that handball got through, it would have been a Freo goal at the other end.
So that was a free kick against Pearce for the dive.
Amazing.
Slide in, yep.
Slide.
Goodwill have won a free kick for the holding the ball. Umpire circling them. Fremantle, well, they will throw everything at this. They have a bye next week, Fremantle. Adelaide 2 more games before their bye. Poor Pleasure looks hurt still.
Could be the sub. Porps.
Clancy Pearce's ball touched. Kerridge, good hip and shoulder Ballantyne.
Well
splendid. He went the man and the ball at the same time and got the perfect result.
It was a great result, great attack of the ball, because again they're under siege. They've got to try to drag the ball out of their defensive 50.
Well, this 15 minutes, this third quarter so far has been tremendous by Freo. Remember that scoring in with Adelaide, and Freo are outscoring them for most of for all this quarter so far.
Crozier, a good tackle on Smith initially. Riley stripped it. Good attack. Subban this time.
This is good footy by Freo, boys.
Sloan thrown out of it. They are tackling, going hard. They've got a week off next week to get over at Fremantle, and they're playing like it.
Well, they're just hanging on. They're hanging on. Adelaide are dominating possession. The percentage of this quarter being played in the Adelaide forward 50 is huge. Ross Lyon would be very happy in some respects, but concerned that his players are under siege at the moment.
They'll move up to third with a win, Fremantle, but they'll slip out of top 4 with a loss.
Oh, late call.
Poor Pleasure allowed to go. Everybody looked at the umpire. He goes long, and Lynch in the pocket.
Gee.
Well, Adelaide need to score here. They need to score a goal. They've been fantastic. It's been a great contest the last 5 minutes. But they've got to convert.
Their first goal was a lucky one from Laird, and dare I say it, there's a bit of luck involved in this one as well. If he can go back and finish it here, Lynchy.
Opens up the angle.
No.
Kicks across the face. Barry downstairs, Barry Hall.
Yeah, the sub's been made. Martin has come on. And McKay has gone off, boys. He's just put the vest on.
Okay, so Poor Pleasure. The doctors have given him the okay, and they've subbed out McKay.
McKay's had a quiet game.
5 touches.
He was hurt early though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In that opening couple of minutes.
There's a few sore boys out there, isn't there? There's a lot of big body clashes today and a heavy deck. They're going to be tired, but there's a lot riding on it for both sides.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Huge.
Jared Petrenko. From the flick down, Douglas. Almost. Does get it away. Clancy Pearce stands in the hole.
So they've got they're +2 now, Freo. They've got 2 spares behind the ball because they are under siege. When you've got that, you need the overlap run, use the ball short.
Johnson to De Boer.
Adelaide might have to send one down to him and not allow him to have 2 as well, because it's not the day to run the ball and use it short, which is what you have to do when you've got 2 loose.
Fremantle coming home with the breeze in the final term, so Adelaide need to make the most of this next 6 minutes.
We spoke about Subin getting fitter and working his way back into the side. He's been very good the way he works. I mean, that's not even looking at his possessions. It's just his work rate, and that's pretty consistent across the board for Freo.
16 points the margin. Ticked into time on in this third term. Rory Sloane. Lynch almost a nudge to the back. That's a nudge to the back, so the umpire couldn't pay that one.
1-0.
After ignoring the one to Lynch.
So we got Jacobs in the ruck here against Dawson. Adelaide need to start trying to be a bit more adventurous, try and hit the ball further, try and clear the congestion so they can get a run on goal. Like that.
To Thompson. Doesn't bend it around as much as he'd like to. Ibbotson, good grab.
They go on the rebound now. That could be away.
He's been doing that all year, Garrick Ibbotson, and had the best month of his career doing it, picking off turnover balls. And Mazungu can run the outer side. To Subin, half forward. Otten, Subin, side by side. Subin to his own advantage and keeps his feet. Otten went to ground. Ballantyne's wanting it inside 50. It's short in his direction. Front spot. Good use of the body by Brown. That allowed Laird to get back. Oh, he was hit hard too. Umpires paid advantage. Sutcliffe being spoken to by the umpire. And it looks like he's got away with it.
Brenton Sanderson needs to tell Andy Otten to stop going to ground in the contest. It's the easy option, but you're no good to anyone on the ground. You're out of the contest.
Lyons and scrambles a kick wide out on the full.
Adelaide's season's on the line here, boys. They need to win this game if they're going to make the finals. They got Sydney next week. They got Richmond the week after that. It is absolutely critical for them to win this home game today.
Absolutely. Now they're kicking with the breeze. Their inside 50 has been 11-6, obviously in their favour, but they've been outscored 1-1 to 2 straight. So efficiency for Freo has been very good.
And taken to the boundary by Laird. Yes, the Sydney game is here next week for Adelaide, and then a Richmond game at the MCG. So Brenton Sanderson knows those 2 games and then the bye. And as you say, Roo, you need to set your season up before that bye if you've got the late bye especially. Adelaide do have the late bye compared to most of the teams. Massive 3 weeks, including this one. Thompson. Lyons. And again, Crowley makes him earn every touch.
Let's give Freo the credit.
That's an opportunity there.
There you go.
Little slip from Johnson. Short pass from Smith. Rutten needs to get it on quickly. He's got Lynch inside 50. He's got the short. Poor Pleasure inside 50. And he hits Poor Pleasure. And this is a massive kick. Everybody knows it. The crowd hold their breath. Poor Pleasure needs to nail this and give them hope to 3/4 time.
We'll go back 2 years and you talk about the best set shots in the competition. Jason Poor Pleasure was up there with just had a mental blank.
It was probably out in front of anyone.
Main from Freo, but Jason Poor Pleasure's been a bit out of form. He's had injury, but he needs to kick this one for Adelaide.
Deliberate approach, directly out. And he hits it wide.
Again.
His confidence is absolutely shot at the moment, Porps.
And he'd be sore from the heavy contact he had about 10 minutes ago. So there's 12 insides, 50s for the 3 scoring shots compared to Freo, 6 insides for 2 goals.
Still a chance. 3 minutes 13 left, and they've got the ball in their forward line. Duffield squeezes it to Pearce. And again, there's that risky kick. They've been taking their chances, and it's been coming off.
They've been doing it all day, boys, haven't they, switching?
Yeah, and they haven't been punished. I mean, there's been turnovers exactly like this, but Adelaide haven't punished them.
Laird needs to keep that alive. Does to Douglas. It's a kick and hope to half forward. Poor Pleasure under it, and he might get another chance. The breeze is behind him. He's telling Lynch go for it. He's going to pump it to the square.
He's had a ping.
He goes long and strong and all the way.
That's a confidence booster.
That's quality street from Poor Pleasure.
They were desperate for that one, and Poor Pleasure was certainly needing the confidence to help his team get back in this game. They lead by 9 points. Quick ball movement, scrubbed it forward. Outstanding mark. In a pack, no one actually laid body on him though. Then he's teed it up from 55 and slogged it through. That's like what we see a couple of years ago.
Have a look at this for a kick compared to his last one. It's from 55 in the wet.
Yeah, great kick from Poor Pleasure. He's just come back to give a little spray to Clancy Pearce, was it there?
I reckon Clancy must have had a crack after he missed the close one, maybe.
Absolutely. You notice he didn't waste any time with that shot.
Big 2.5 minutes coming up here. The sub, Brodie Martin, gets a touch. Heads wide. Van Berlo looks up.
Pump it long.
Heads wide. Petrenko tried the quick half volley and go. Couldn't quite.
Adelaide really need one more here. One more would just even it up and put them in front for the quarter and make the last quarter a real good, tough contest.
Well, there are a number of players down for this quarter. Sloan has only had 2 disposals. He's really important. Dangerfield hasn't had a kick.
Petrenko gets it up. Sloan, stand start. No.
We've just seen the time in forward half there, boys. 66% to Adelaide. We spoke about the inside 50s and how wasteful they've been. They're going to shoot himself in the foot if they don't score very, very quickly.
Absolutely. They need to get some of their stars into the game. Dangerfield's got to get involved, and certainly Sloan's a really important one as well.
Duffield's kick, not marked by De Boer. Talia. Umpire said he ducked into it. Hope you heard that at home. Hill down to 1 minute and 40. Crozier rolls one to half forward. Rutten comes off half back. Takes the ball and main with him. Toe off the deck from Sutcliffe, but he couldn't get away with it. Oops. Van Berlo. Crows would love to get one, but the last thing they want to do is concede one now. They've got some momentum. Johnson and Kerridge. Good attack from both players. Kerridge went to ground. Bad option. Needs to get it out. Just in time. And now Dangerfield can get and go. Hunted down. Tackle. Laird. Duffield wide. He spills it across the line with 1 minute left.
Gee, a risky kick by Brent Riley.
How they got away with that is beyond me. Patrick Dangerfield, that matchup has been a cracker. Dangerfield looking for his first disposal for the quarter. Tackled and disposed of the ball.
Oh, quick flick on to Douglas.
It's a big kick, boys.
Huge opportunity here. Jacobs forward, needs to make a contest and does. Not a bad spot for a ball in with 48 left.
Got to try something creative here. You only got 40 seconds left. Got to try and flip it over the back. Try and get some space there. Clear it out behind the ruckman.
They're well structured here, Freo. Good coverage all around the stoppage.
Flick down. Petrenko. Daniel Pearce. Barlow. They eat up some seconds, Fremantle.
Heavily weighted defensive side. Adelaide near got to tap this away from goals here. That's where their numbers are.
Clark takes it out of the air but hands it over. Van Berlo. Thompson. Talia to Riley. Good fist from Hill. About to come back. Otten to Riley. Down to 20 seconds. They need a mark from this kick. Poor Pleasure stands under it. Hits the deck. Little fumble, Sutcliffe. Dangerous again. Clancy Pearce to Spur to McFarlane. Down to 10 seconds. Good use of the body, Subin. That should do. 8 points the margin. 4 seconds left. Needs some crazy free into 50 from here for any more scoring in this term. Back into play. Stage is set for a big final term here at Amy Stadium this afternoon. Fremantle trying to rain on Adelaide's rainy parade. They lead by 8 points at the last change. 8-4, 52 to 6-8, 44.